You know Street Fighter? The game series so widely popular that it spawned various media versions? You know Street Fighter the movie? The movie that was somehow the worst major fighting game movie of the 90s? Although, we did get a great line from Bison.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
Or how about the various cartoon versions?
Yes, I killed your father. What is it with you women anyway? I killed my father too, and you don't hear me whining about it.
Man, why does Bison get such great lines in these things? You may even know Street Fighter The Legend of Chun-Li, which, I'm sorry? And if you're anything like me, you thought that was it. But little did I know that in 1993, the world was quietly given the best thing ever. A Street Fighter film out of Hong Kong called Future Cops. You know the saying, it's so crazy it just might work? This is the movie manifestation of that. This isn't going to make a lick of sense, but follow me anyway. The movie opens in 2043. Stop. Movie makers, listen for a second. I know it's hard to come up with settings, but if your movie is going to involve extremely advanced technology, could we put things further than 50 years in the future? I'm just saying. We learn that in this future, General, or Bison, is in prison. For reference, I'll be calling all the characters by their American names from here on out. We learn that Bison is soon to be on trial for various crimes, so... I mean, movie over, I guess. Members of Bison's crew plan to go back in time to brainwash the judge in the past to let Bison go in the future, which, seems like a poor use of a supreme technology. Can't you just use the time machine to go back and stop Bison from getting captured? You have a literal time machine. You control time. You're a god now, but I guess then there'd be no plot, so we'll call it even. As the bad guys are doing, their bad guy stuff, our heroes arrive. The future cops are Ryu, Guile, Dhalsim, and Vega. The bad guys are led by Sagat, E. Honda, okay, and Ken. What year did this come out again? Okay, look, 93, they didn't have much story to go on, so whatever. Vega's a good guy. Don't think too hard about it. Just watch this shit. I know, right? They do tatsus and sonic booms, and this scene is actually pretty impressive. The level of practical effects and stunt work put into this scene is impressive. Even the dated graphics look decent for a 1993 Hong Kong film. I was not expecting this, and I was pleasantly surprised. We see the future cops in a meeting, and their commander tells them they're going to send back Guile, Vega, and Dhalsim. I'm not quite sure how to say this, but, this is where things get weird. We're introduced to T. Hung, a 20-something student at a secondary school. He's a typical, down-on-his-luck young man in need of some personal development. He's picked on by, greasers, I guess? And his life is typical movie young person nightmare. He has a particularly terrible day and goes home in despair. And here we meet his sister Chun-Li. Okay, they kept that one, I guess. His family is typically 90s crazy. That night he's lamenting by himself when some nice 90s electrical effects bring the future cops to his home. Hijinks ensue. The future cops explain they need to find a classmate of his that he's never heard of. He says he'll help if they give him info on the future that can help him. Wait, what? So why are they there then? If you can't change anything in the past, there's no danger of the bad guys going back and doing any damage. Even if they think the villains are trying to kill the judge, clearly something's going to stop them because you can't change the past. Don't do time travel in your movies, kids. They do tell him they can help with his bullying school problem. So the next day, Dhalsim accompanies T. Hung as his maid and fights the bullies. While back at home, Vega and Guile give me serious flashbacks to Ninja Turtles 3. They're caught by Chun-Li and decide that they need to go undercover at school themselves. They argue about who's going to pose as the teacher and who will be a student and have a rock, paper, scissors contest leading to this endearing video game cartoon style moment. Vega and Guile go to school, hijinks ensue. Guile starts his first lecture as teacher, and this student has the hots for him and what is happening? Take a quick mental break. Eventually, Chun-Li learns that Vega and his buddies are from the future and wants to tell the newspaper so she can get famous, but T. Hung and Vega scheme to have Vega seduce Chun-Li so he doesn't spill the beans. Okay, it's not even that weird in the rest of this movie. They go on a date where Vega uses future technology to transport them into the Mario machine. See, I told you. This scene was actually pretty cool. I like the way they did the effects like stage effects with cardboard and perspective and everything. Whether this was due to money, time, or a conscious choice, it was an interesting one, regardless. Clever prop work. Okay? Now there's a race. This movie's pretty confusing. Now it's back to a high school romp type movie. There's an athletic competition, and T-Hung is given these chips that temporarily grant him the powers of the future cops. No one questions this shit. Like, if I were a competitor, I'd be like, hi, excuse me, yeah, can we check the guy that just stretched his arm and then, like, dropped the shot put? I think something might be going on with him. No, we're just gonna clap and cheer? Okay, that makes sense. This makes the bully angry, and he goes to a local arcade to play Street Fighter 2. I was wondering when that would happen. When Ken, E. Honda, and Sagat show up. They ask if the bully knows the judge. He says he doesn't, but he can help. Ken poses as a teacher and poisons Vega with a substance that makes him progressively more dumber until he dies. Then Ken steals Gao's girlfriend, who was a student, which I forgot to mention earlier. Okay, hold on a sec. Gao goes to confront Ken to get an antidote for Vega. They have a fight, and apparently Ken has telekinesis, which is not balanced and super broken. LOL JK, get good. Kyle pleads with Ken, who says no, but then shows up later to give him the antidote anyway, so I guess that was important. By the way, you remember that Bison guy? Yeah, he's out now, and he goes back in time too. Check out this Psycho Crusher though. We see T-Hung at his birthday party when his mom comes in with her boyfriend, who gets her going by speaking English to her, and yes, I forgot to mention all of that too. When they announce they'll be getting married, and T-Hung will take his name and will be Yu Tit-Hung. He was the judge all along. Oh wow, who could have seen that coming? The bully overhears and goes to tell Bison, who doesn't have a boss line in this movie, but communicates telepathically, which, you know, that's kind of a wash. Bison decides to take the school hostage and implants chips in people that make them act crazy. In order to fight him, the future cops implant chips into Chun-Li and Tai-Hung. Chun-Li turns into Chun-Li, duh, but Tai-Hung doesn't change because he's scared. Everyone but Tai-Hung go to fight Bison. We get to see Chun-Li and her mom fight Sagat, and they spam the spinning bird kick, to which Sagat has no answer. I mean, learn to adapt, bruh. Meanwhile, Bison's fighting all the future cops, and Blanca out of nowhere. Then Tai-Hung shows up and is Goku now. Everyone, including a defected Ken, team up to fight Bison, who Ken tells us is actually a robot. And they blow him to pieces. With their job done, the future cops prepare to go back to their time. Everyone says goodbye to their love interest when Ryu shows up to set up a sequel which, I will save you the trouble, sadly, does not exist. So, that's Future Cops. I'm sorry the review was kind of tough to follow, but that's the way the movie is. It's cheesy, it makes no sense, it's so over the top, and it's easily one of my favorite Street Fighter properties of all time. For some reason, this movie just works. The comedy in it is legitimately hilarious at times, and other times it's just funny how absurd everything is. The characters are likable in that 90s adventure way, and you root for everyone to succeed. A lot of the effects and stunts in the movie are actually not bad, and the fun they have with the characters is great. It's well acted and stars a cavalcade of big-name Hong Kong stars like Andy Lau, Jackie Chung, Dickie Chung, Billy Chow, and Ken Lo. It's not a great movie by any means. This is not a good movie. There are too many thread lines and none are handled particularly well. It's hammy, and its relation to the actual Street Fighter is really non-existent. But the bad parts are so bad they're entertaining. It's not entirely so bad it's good, as there are legitimate merits to it, but it plays like a perfect B-movie romp. It's a ton of fun. It's a great watch with buddies, especially if they have no idea what they're going into, and I can't wait to show it to everyone I know who's into Hong Kong cinema. I highly, highly recommend it, and the best part is you could watch it on YouTube right now. I mean, you know, after you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me, and remember, if you can't say anything nice, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Have you seen the movie? Does it look interesting? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to recommend a movie for the series, I might just get to it down the line. Please like, comment, and share. And if you wish to see more videos from this or other series, go ahead and hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, my friends.